Great question. You're right. A lot of things are happening behind the scenes when you access Facebook from Bangladesh, and caching is definitely one of the biggest reasons why it feels fast, even though Facebook's main servers are in the USA. Let's break it down simply. 1. Facebook doesn't serve all content from the USA. Although Facebook's headquarters and core infrastructure are in the USA, they use global infrastructure to deliver content quickly. They use CDNs, content delivery networks, caching, edge servers, data centers around the world. 2. What is caching in this context? Caching means storing copies of data closer to the user. For Facebook, images, videos, static content like CSS.js, and even parts of profile data are cached. Instead of requesting everything from the USA, your device or a nearby server cache delivers it faster. 3. Facebook's global CDN strategy. Facebook operates its own CDN called Facebook Edge Network, and they also partner with ISPs in many countries to deploy edge caching servers. This includes places like Bangladesh. Here's how it works. Facebook installs edge servers inside local ISP networks like Grameenphone, Banglalink, etc. These edge servers cache frequently accessed content like videos, profile pictures, stories, reels. When you open Facebook, most of this content is served locally, not from the USA. This massively reduces latency and bandwidth usage across continents. Shot 4. Dynamic versus static content. Static content, images, videos, CSJS, usually cached and served quickly. Dynamic content, new posts, notifications, pulled from Facebook's main servers or regional data centers, but optimized with efficient backend systems and fast routes. Shama 5. Local ISP caching. Some large ISPs in Bangladesh also cache Facebook content via FB's Open Connect or similar programs. These caches are updated constantly with popular or recent content. So why is Facebook fast in Bangladesh? Yes, edge caching of media content near you. Efficient routing using Facebook's private fiber backbone. Compression and optimized formats, smart preloading and content prediction on your device, possibly zero-rated internet, free access partnerships with ISPs.
Similar question was asked to DeepSeek, but I think it provides a better answer than the ChatGPT. Caching is indeed one of the main reasons why Facebook or any global service feels fast, even when accessed from distinct locations like Bangladesh, despite its primary service being in the USA. Here's how caching works in this scenario. Content Delivery Network CDN, the biggest factor. Now in this biggest factor, it gives some examples like in Singapore, India, in Dubai, nearby CDN edges uses like static files like profile picture. Now this is genuine real-time examples. In changing the profile picture, Messenger doesn't upload the profile picture immediately. It takes time. So it provide a better example, DeepSeek. Anyway, let me read through it. What do you load? When you load Facebook static files, profile pictures, thumbnails, UI assets are served from a nearby CDN server, examples in Singapore, India, or Dubai instead of the USA. This reduces latency delay because data travels a shorter distance. Example, a user in Dhaka might fetch a profile picture from the CDN node in Mumbai, 50 millisecond latency instead of California, 300 millisecond plus latency. DNS caching, Anycast routing, DNS caching. Your ISP, example, GP Airtel caches Facebook's DNS records, so your device doesn't need to query a far away server every time. Anycast routing, Facebook uses Anycast IPs for its server, maintaining its request in automatically routed on the nearest data center, not always in the USA. Browser caching, your browser stores static assets, logos, CSS, JS locally after the first visit, so subsequent loads are faster. Facebook aggressively caches resources with long cache control headers. Dynamic control caching, tired caching. Even dynamic contents, post, comments is cached in multiple levels. Edge caching, frequently accessed post, example, viral videos are cached at original Facebook edges, node edges. Now we also did got that answer here, but it looks like DeepSeek explaining in a more simplest English. Anyway, local proxy caching, in-memory caching, Redis, it does give some examples like Redis, Memcache, but it doesn't include those examples. Facebook's backend caches hot data in memory to avoid slow database queries. Local proxy caching, ISPs, pre-fetching and lazy loading. Facebook preloads content you are likely to see next. Example, when scrolling, it fetches post in advance. Video image load on demand, lazy loading to prioritize visible content. Facebook's custom infrastructure. Backend optimization, Facebook servers use highly optimized code like custom PHP and load balancing to minimize processing time. Protocol efficiency uses quick HTTP3 faster than TCP, and comparison to reduce data transfer size. Why it feels instant in Bangladesh? CDN handles 60 to 70% of request static content. Edge caching reduces trips to USA for dynamic content. Aggressive pre-fetching hides latency. Pairing agreements. Facebook partners with local ISP to place server inside their networks. For example, GP might host a cache server. Without caching, if every request went to USA, then what would happen? Latency would be 200 to 300 millisecond per round trip versus 50 millisecond from CDN. And bandwidth, more data traveling long distance, lower loads. And server load, Facebook's main servers would overload it. And real world example, when you open Facebook in Bangladesh, first click DNS resolve via a local cache. DNS resolved via a local cache. So DNS then to local cache, then HTML fetch from the nearest Facebook edge node like Singapore or Mumbai. Static contents images comes from CDN in the region. Then scrolling, new posts are fetched from regional cache not in the USA. Video load from a nearby video cache server. Result, most content is served within 100 to 200 kilometer, not 15,000 kilometer to the USA. Caching is the biggest reason it feels fast.